Great pleasure, distinct honor this afternoon that I introduce you to our guest of honor, Mr. Gordon Lightfoot.
That's all right. I think the justice. Everything I learned about life in the music business and everything I learned right here. Singing in the church choir. Go to Sunday school here. Go to school here. Public school. I actually made a record in grade 4. Cecil Dobson, the principal at the time, actually had a lathe cutting record machine. He was way ahead of his time. And, we recorded Irish Lullaby, and Irish Lullaby was the song that we recorded. You cut it right onto the plastic. You know, that's how they used to make records back in those days. I've got what was she playing? Elizabeth Anderson. Either her or Mrs. Murphy. It probably was Elizabeth Anderson. I think you're right about that. Not Mrs. Murphy. Well, Mrs. Murphy told me that when I sang on CFOR that I sounded like a little frog. My mom didn't like that very much. Well, neither did I at the time. I could be easily, I suppose, kind of solid offended. What is it when you're like 10 years old? But everything that I learned, everything that I ever learned, everything. Dating by grade 9. I did everything. I joined the football team. I joined the track and field team. I joined the operetta society. We did 4 operettas in high school. As soon as I walked into grade 9, a guy, Charlie Wallace, the chemistry teacher, walked right up to me. He said, "Gordy, said you want to become a part of a barbershop quartet?" I said, "When do we start?" That's the kind of guy I was, so everything. He wanted me to run for the Students' Council. I said, "I'm sorry, I don't have time. I'm working on a barbershop quartet contest and an operetta all at the same time, because I'm doing the pole vault at the Tenant Meet this weekend." Actually, I got beaten by a guy named Stu Salmon from Gravenhurst. Great little jumper he was. He could jump 10 foot with a stiff pole. 10 feet with a stiff pole. That was before we had the bendable poles. We had Swedish steel poles that we used, but we were very efficient pole vaulting pole then. Also ran and threw the shot put. Went away to school, to the States. I went to school in the States because I was writing songs in grade 12. And I really didn't know how to write music, and I wanted to take notation, so I went to a school in the States, and everybody in the radio said, "This guy," it happened to be in Los Angeles. They said, "Was this guy trying to go and be a movie star or some damn thing?" And what's he trying to do? So I think I really thought I was nuts. Well, I really thought I was maybe something about me or something. But we went, a friend of mine helped me, took the notation course there, and I learned how to write music. And as a matter of fact, when I first got to Toronto, I worked as a copyist for a couple of years among some of the other jobs I did as a square dancer on Country Hoedown. I worked at the clubs and the bars at night, got to work with Ronnie Hawkins, and got into the old Yorkville situation down there. It was great fun. We were working at the Riverboat and the Purple Onion, and Eventually got a record deal because of my songwriting down in the States, and that's really how I got accepted down there as a songwriter. They thought I was First Nation. Down there when they heard my name, and they didn't know I sang. They just knew I was a songwriter, that's all. So they signed me up on the basis of being a songwriter. Working on it through the years, we recorded all kinds of places. We recorded in Nashville, we recorded in New York, we recorded in Los Angeles. Pretty soon I was playing in Europe, and I was playing in Australia, and I was playing in England, and all across Canada, all over the United States, which is still me. I guess maybe I'm kind of too proud about that. But making it in the States was really important in those days, and I was able to achieve that by around about 1965. I'm 78 years of age right now, so we walk, you know, we just walk on. A lot of my recording took me over into Hamilton, where I made my last 3 or 4 albums. I'm sorry, I keep getting this thing. And that was when I met Gino. Actually, the people at the record studio knew about Gino's work, and they said, you know, the recording engineer, Bob Deutsch, said, you know, I think that Gino wants to do a bust of you. And I said, well, I said, a bust? What kind of a bust are you talking about? Is that like Confucius saying, tall, short woman, short man dance with tall woman, get bust in mouth? Is that what they meant? No, that's not. But we used to get the Confucius say jokes at the local barber shop here. I won't repeat any of the other ones. Darcy Cook knew them all. Very Darcy Cook, barber. So anyway, Gino wanted to do it. So when I was there, I was in the hospital. Well, actually, I was out of business for about 2.5 years. But at one point I was going back over the treatment. We were already recording again at that time, and Bob said, well, you better get over and talk to Gino. So I did. I went over to Gino's studio. Saw a wonderful bust he did of Lincoln Alexander, and I saw another one on the sporting side, Pinball Clemens. Pinball, you remember Pinball? Arnold? Yeah. He's got a beautiful one, Pinball Clemens. And many others. Many others. And he took me in his studio and he put me on a great big turntable, like a record turntable. And he put me in the middle of it on a stool, and he would turn that thing about a ½ foot at a time, and he took me from until he had about 40 different angles of photographing. And how he worked with that, I don't know, because I'm not giving away trade secrets. I don't know what you know. But however he did it, it was done on a turntable, and just one frame at a time. And the result is this, and I loved it. I loved it. I said, what the heck are we going to do with it? You know, we're going to go with a radio. I said, well, we wait until Massey Hall finally does its thing and we put it in there. I said, no. I said, let's put it up home in a radio. It's got about 20 of my best known compositions are listed on there. I actually have 220 recordings on record.
Wow.
220
Wow.
songs on record. These are the 20 that I would call them, not the best, but the best known, I would say. So I appreciate everybody coming out here today. We got a huge crowd here. I'm out on the road and I'm all fired up, and we're right in the middle of a tour right now. And we got 2 or 3 days. We've been planning this for 5 or 6 months, how to put this together, how to put it in. And everybody being here, we really appreciate it. The Mayor, Your Honor, and Your Honor, and everybody being here. Gino, my son Fred, Christina, my granddaughter. My wife, Kim.
Hey, Kim.
Here, Kim, would you stand and let the people see? She's an American. She's one of those Americans. She's a landed immigrant now. She could work if I really wanted her to. All right, Trevor, thanks for coming out, and have a great day. And I love this thing. Enjoy it.